My name
Yes, what is your name?
Ali Awad.
I didn't have your voice. Can you repeat?
Ali Awad Carbon.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, Mahmoud. I am here.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if your name has passed and I haven't
Yes,
read it,
my
you
name
can
is
just type
Muhammad
your name.
Rahman Khalifa.
Ahmad Sarafan Khalifa. Okay, very
Doctor, my
good.
name is Abdul Hakim. I am here.
Okay, Mr. Hakim, thank you.
دكتور
دكتور
my name
عمر
is
حسن.
Okay, all right. If your name has passed, I haven't read it, you can just type, in the chat box. I can see it. Okay, it's fine. Yes, it's fine. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay, then we have Mr. Yusuf Majid.
دكتورة
I'm not sure if yes.
عمر محمود محمد. I am here.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you.
Doctor,
Yes.
my
I
friend
am
is
I am
talking.
Shahid Wissam. I am
What is your name?
Shahid Wissam.
Okay, can you type it? Can you type your name?
Ahmed Abdul Hussein, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Please type your name.
Sorry for the
Doctor,
my teacher.
Doctor, my
Right.
friend Hadira Sam is trying too long and but her internet is very weak.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Hadira Sam.
Okay, okay, no problem. Thank you.
My name is Benita. I am here.
Thank you. Can you also type your name for me in the chat box?
Okay.
بدك تكتب اسماءكم بالشات. Write your name in the chat.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay, then let's go to the book. Thanks a lot. Thanks, everyone. Let's go to the book. Yes, anyone who I haven't read the name of or they weren't present, it's fine. They can just write their name right now in the chat box and it's going to be fine. I just wanted to see who are present today and it's fine. Don't worry. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay, then let's go. Let's go to the book. Let's see. Importance of testing. Who's going to read for us? Please raise your hands if you are volunteering to read. Yes, Mr. Salman. Go on.
Where's the PDF, Doctor?
We are, oh, hold on. Let me change what we're sharing.
There is nothing, miss.
Here we are. Here it is.
Yeah.
Go on.
Where is it?
Please start. Importance of
Where-
testing.
Yeah. Now, importance of testing. Measurement and evaluation have been with us for a long time. Man has always been concerned with the measurement and evaluation. Educators particularly have been concerned with the measuring and evaluating the progress of their students. Oh, there is no picture. Yeah. As the goals of education have become more complex and the number of students have enormously increased, evaluation has accordingly become much more difficult. Moreover, educators have always attempted to revise existing programs and develop innovative ones. As many people rightly perceive, a lot of responsibility of improving the society has been placed. Doctor.
Yes, I'm listening to you.
There's no picture, yeah. As many people as many people rightly receive a lot of responsibility for improving the society has been placed on the shoulders
of educators.
What is the picture?
It's up here. I scrolled a bit down for you. Of educators. Seemingly,
There's no picture.
I think the picture
I
is
think
here.
that because of the internet connection, the picture is missing.
Yes. Can the others see the picture?
Yes,
Yeah, I
miss.
can
Can
see
I
the
read?
picture.
Very
Can I
good.
open
Okay.
my lab?
Yes. Okay. If you can see the picture, you can continue.
You can read in
Miss, can I
PDF
read?
or Telegram.
Yes. Yes. Mr.
Mr.
Saeed.
Muhammad Khan. If you have a
Okay.
picture,
It's
Yes.
fine.
you can. Yeah.
In
It's
which
fine.
line he stopped? In which line he stopped?
He stopped.
Educators.
Has been placed. Yes.
Last
On
word.
the
Shoulders
shoulders
Last
of
of
educators.
Okay,
educators, Muhammad.
okay. Get it.
Very good.
Education is the most important enterprise in any
Oh, no, no, no.
society.
No. Previous paragraph. Previous
No,
paragraph.
Muhammad. Shoulders of educators. Third line. The third line at the end of the third line, Muhammad.
Yes. Now there's a
Okay. The
Yes.
Okay.
shoulder of educator
Uh-huh.
seemingly any getting social problem, there exists someone who advocates that the responsibility for the solution lies within the realm of education. Education is the most important enterprise in any society. Next to defines, it is the largest economic enterprise in most countries. At some time, even cities indirect involved with education. More than one fourth of the nation population attend school. Education is truly gainful and an important undertaking, and therefore it is cycle that is a process and products be evaluated. In fact, evaluation is a major consideration in any educational. Of the picture, please.
Yes. Hold on. Go on.
Of the pictures end.
Okay. Here. Is it okay now?
Okay. Educational setting. Teachers have always wanted to know how much their students have learned. Also, the government and the private sectors, which buy teachers and employ the student afterwards, are interested in having a price information about student abilities. And finally, students, teacher, administrators, and parents all work toward achieving educational goals. And it is quite natural that they would want to aspiration be degree to which those
Ascertain.
goals have been
Ascertain the degree to which the goals have been realized.
realized. Measurement, evaluation are essentially devices to help them achieve most these objectives in order to make sound educational decisions.
Decisions. Thank you. Okay, stop so far. Okay, can someone tell me what they understood about the paragraphs that we just read?
Yeah. Decision.
Yes?
Okay.
No, 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 no.
Decision.
Don't read the next one. Hold on, hold on. Don't read the next one. Tell me what you understood about the paragraphs we just read.
It is mean achievement, evaluation, or measurement.
Can I
Um,
answer, Miss?
yes.
Yes, I think here the summary or the analysis of this paragraph, summary
Uh-huh.
of the students should give the students history and give them the weather of the city to achieve the high degrees in the exam. Also, the government and the school should be good when we teach and learn the students. So the
Mm-hmm.
government give the salary for the teacher or for the doctor when he teach the student. So he need
Mm-hmm.
the students need to put in the weather of the student to don't think in
Mm-hmm.
other things. For example, playing football or watching films. So he need to put for example, let me say in the room of the study to achieve the
Yeah.
best things or to show the people or the society the best personality from himself.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Yes, that's right. Okay. So overall, if I want to summarize the what we just read, it says that testing is important. Why? Because it's actually education is important for a better society, and that teachers would like to see what students have learned, and that government and private sectors are actually paying and hiring for precisely into information precise information about different students abilities. So that's one more reason why it's important. And that teachers and students and administrators and parents, they are actually working hard towards educational goals. So they want to see how much they have realized those goals, the extent to which they have realized those goals. Okay, thank you. Very good. Let's continue with decision making. If there are any questions so far, you can ask me any questions you have. Okay, in the chat box, and I'll have a look. So let's continue with paragraph 2. Let's go on. Who's gonna read?
Yeah.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, go on.
Me or Muhammad?
You please.
Okay. Decision making. The direct involvement of everyone in education means that every person must sometimes make educational decision. Some
Decision.
educational decision,
Decision.
some educational decision will
Very good.
affect a large number of people. For example, the entrance exam to the universities. Either only a single person. Ali's decision not to view his math book. There are many
Mm-hmm.
decisions that educators must make, and
Mm-hmm.
many more that they must assist individual pupils, parents,
Mm-hmm.
and the general public to make. The following
Mm-hmm.
example illustrate just
Illustrate.
some of these
Mm-hmm.
situations.
Very good.
Please above the under
Yeah,
A.
hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Okay.
There you go.
Should Riza be placed in an advanced reading group? Should the school continue using the English textbook adopted this year? Go back to the previous text or try still another one?
Mm-hmm.
C. Is the grammar being stressed at the expense of pronunciation in the first year of English? D. I am I doing as well in my English class as I should. E.
Mhm.
Should I go to a college? These are just a few of the types of questions facing educators, parents, and students when a decision is made, whether a decision is great or small. It should be based on the much and accurate information as possible. The more accurate the information, open what a decision is making, the better that. Sorry, doctor, can I above the
Yes, okay, go on.
okay. That decision is likely to be. In fact, many scholars who study decision making define a good decision as one that based in all relevant information.
Very good.
Complete,
Thank you.
Ahi?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So, can someone tell me a summary?
Me
Mm-hmm.
and in summary when I understand conversion and relationship between evaluation and assessment. So مثلا for example using the test result for a decision making, and the last one, the process does not necessary initial testing, and the last one of the evaluation, the result are conveyed to the
Okay, no,
test
no, no.
taker
Hold
with
on. Wait.
education.
Okay, okay, whoa, wait, wait. What you're saying is
Okay.
about paragraph 1.3, but we just read 1.2, the previous one, decision making. What your friend just read. What did you understand from what he just read?
دكتورة.
Yes? Go on.
That is mean everyone in education. It means every person must
Very
at
good.
some time make educational to help student
Decisions.
decision. Yeah, to help
Very
student.
good.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Very good. That's right. What it's trying to say is that anyone in education, anyone, whether it's the student or it's the teacher or the higher levels, they're all making decisions at some point.
Achievement more than to help student.
Yes, trying to help students. Very good. Okay, thank you. Who can read paragraph 1.3? Test, measurement, and
Can I, miss?
evaluation. Yes, of course.
Can I?
Yes, please.
Test, measurement, and evaluation. The terms test, measurement, and evaluation are sometimes used interchangeable, but some educators make decisions among them. The term test is usually considered the narrowest of the three terms. Test often cannot be a presentation of a set of questions to be answered. As a result of a person's answers to such a series of questions, we option a measure that is a numerical value of a characteristics of that person. Measurement. Up the picture, please.
Yes, hold on. Yes, it
And
implies
up the picture, please.
it's up.
Up here.
Yes.
Implies or a broader sense. We can measure characteristics by means other than giving tests, using
Mm-hmm.
observations, rating, class, or
Scales.
other devices that allow us skills that allows us to option information in quantitative form is measurement. Evaluation has been defined in a variety of what's this such
Cephalobeam.
stable beam. It all it all
It's
evaluate
yeah,
it all
it's the
started.
name of a researcher.
Okay,
Cephalobeam. Yeah. Okay.
because the killer I don't know the letter. States that evaluation is the process or a process of delighting, obtaining, and providing yourself information for judging decision.
Alternatives.
Alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
A second popular concept of evaluation is intercepted as the determination of the
Congruence.
corporations between performance and objective.
Mm-hmm.
Other definitions simply characterize evaluation as therefore national judgment or as a
Mm-hmm.
process that allows one to make a judgment or as a purpose that allows one to make judgment about the this
Desirability.
desirability
Mm-hmm.
desirability or value of measure to evaluate, then will record that we have a goal or objective in. Hold on,
In mind.
of
Yes.
the lecture
Here. In mind.
of the
It is up. I think it has a bit of delay for you guys.
okay.
Okay.
Can someone read also?
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay,
Sajjad,
who's going to
can you
continue?
read? Okay.
Okay, we have Mr.
Miss,
Zaid who has
my
just
friend,
joined us.
yeah, yeah, because
Yes.
the
Can
electric
he?
was turned off.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Can you read, Mr. Zaid?
he can read.
Okay, then
Zaid
go on.
read.
سلام دکتر پیش بیوگنیو
Hi. Thank you. I hope you are well. We covered some points about the chapter that we're reading for today. And right now we're reading the book together. Okay, and explaining every section. So would you be so kind as to read the section you can see?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Go on.
And in education, occasionally gather data that are not measures of specific educational goals, but are gathered to help us make decisions about what goals should be set or what instructional procedures should be employed to reach their goals. For example, two students may obtain the same measures test source, but we might evaluate these measures differently. Suppose at the end of the third grade of junior high school, Rahmin We have two students who are both performing English at the third grade level. However, at the beginning of the year, one student was performing at the first grade level, and the other at the second grade level. Our evaluations of these outcomes should not be the same.
Mhm.
Obviously, one student progressed at an above average rate and the other at a below average rate.
Very good. And the final paragraph, it is also
Absolutely. Language testing. Testing is an important part of every language teaching and language learning experience. Well-made tests prepared by teachers or a team of skillful test makers can help students in at least two ways of
mhm.
the page.
It's up. Hold on. I think you read the paragraph down below. You were supposed to read the one on top. It's fine. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Zaid. I'm going to read the paragraph myself, guys. It's fine. So it is also important to point out that we never measure or evaluate people. We measure or evaluate characteristics or properties of people. Let me see. Their scholastic potential, knowledge of English, ability to teach, and so forth. So this is not to be confused with evaluating the worth of a person. Teachers, parents, and students are recommended to keep this distinction clearly in mind. Okay, so tell me, who can tell me a summary of what your friends and I just read? Yes, Mr. Jassim, go on.
Yes, Muhammad. Yes. The summary this the term is the measurement of the test, whether it is a set of question and all patterns.
Okay.
Yeah. يعني it is mean specifically terms belong
Very
to
good.
it.
Yes, it explained about the terms. Yes.
Yes, term.
Thank you. Okay, very good.
Thank
All
you.
right, guys. So yes, what's important in the paragraphs that were just read? Please turn off your microphone.
Is Joseph, can you say something?
Yes, hold on. Let me.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, what's important in the paragraphs that were just read were the definitions for test, for evaluation, and for measurement. So find the parts that has explained these terms and underline it for yourself because these are what are important for your, understanding and for your exams. So, for example, for test, which was defined over here, let me go back. Yes, it's over here. Let me make this a bit smaller so you can see. It's over here. Here. A test is usually considered the narrowest of the three terms. The three terms. Test is often, it connotes the presentation of a set of questions to be answered. So yes, that is a test. And then we have measurement. What is measurement? Measurement is this. As a result of a person's answers to such a series of questions, we obtain a measure. That is a numerical value of a characteristic of that person. So this is measurement. Okay? And we can also measure characteristics by means other than tests. Okay? So when we talk about measurement, it's not just tests that help us measure. We have other devices, for example, observations. We have rating scales, or we have other devices. So measurement doesn't take place only using tests. Tests are just one way, one means of measuring something. And then we have evaluation, which is over here, and it's been defined in a variety of ways. The first one is over here. Evaluation is the process of delineating, obtaining, and providing useful information for judging decisions alternatives. So that's the first decision. That's the first definition. And there are other definitions as well. But what's important over here is that some of those definitions actually categorize evaluation as professional judgment, okay, or a process that allows one to make a judgment about the desirability or the value of a measure. Okay, so that's what's important in evaluation. It's a professional judgment about something, or it's a process that allows you to make a judgment about how valuable a measure actually is. And so yes, that's what's important in these paragraphs. If there are any questions so far, please don't hesitate to ask. If there aren't any, we can go on to the next paragraph. Let me see your chat box and see if everything is okay. Are there any questions? Any problems?
No, doctor.
Okay,
Here.
very good. All right then, let's go on. Let's continue with one of the ladies. Let's see. Which one of you guys are? Yes, please go on. Ragat Uthman, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, please go on.
Language testing. Testing is an important part of every language teaching and language learning. Wellness tests, prepared by teachers or a team of skillful test makers, can help students in at least two ways. First, testing will encourage the students and will motivate them in learning the subject matter. All teachers should do their best to provide positive classroom experiences for their students through giving tests. Some teachers assume that the main responsibility of an instructor is to provide good instruction. As a matter of fact, good instruction cannot do much if it is not accompanied with appropriate evaluation. Appropriate evaluation provides a sense of accomplishment in the students and in many cases elevates students' dissatisfaction, frustration, and complaints about the educational programs. Second, testing will help the students prepare themselves and thus learn the materials. Repeated preparations will enable students to master the language. They will also benefit from the test results and the discussion over these results. Also, several tests or quizzes during a given term will make students better aware of the course objectives. The analysis of the test results will reveal the students' areas of difficulty, and accordingly, the students will have opportunity to make up for their weaknesses. It is generally believed that a better awareness of course objectives and personal language needs can help the students adjust their personal activities towards the achievement of their goals. Matson,
Thank you.
1983.
Thank you very much. Excellent. Excellent, Ragat. Okay, so yes, can someone tell me a summary of what you just read about language testing?
Okay, doctor.
Yes, go on.
Can I analyze it?
Yes.
Okay. I understood from this topic. In summary, the passage discusses the importance of testing in language learning.
Mm-hmm.
Tests motivate students and encourage them to learn by providing
Uh-huh.
appropriate evaluation, which boosts their sense of achievement and reduce frustration.
Very good.
Okay, and also testing also helps students prepare better by allowing them to identify areas of difficulty and work on improving them.
Very good.
The
Very good.
analysis
Thank you.
of okay,
Thank you. Thank you. Very well.
okay.
Yes. So, as your friend just mentioned, yes, tests actually encourage and motivate students because when they know that they're going to be evaluated, they're going to be more motivated to study. You know that courses that don't have any kind of evaluation at the end are usually not taken very seriously. So, yes, testing will encourage the students and will motivate them. On the other hand, sorry, could you please turn off your microphones? Well, yeah, because I hear my own voice echoing. That's why. Um, and on the other hand, testing can actually help students prepare themselves so they can learn the material better. It benefits their results and their awareness of the objectives and the areas of difficulty that they actually have in that subject matter. So that's why tests are important. Okay, I'm trying to give you guys the most important sections in every part that we read. So if there is anything you don't understand, I'm willing to explain more. It's fine. So shall we continue? Okay, then let's go. 1.5. Let's see who's ready. Yes. Let me see who have raised their hands. Mr. Is it Mr. Ghaisar, I think? Saad Ghaisar?
Yes, Doctor. Qaisar Saad.
Yes, please. Yes, go on. Thank you.
Is
Go
the
on.
yes 1.5 why test. Teachers of English as a second foreign language should be able to explain and justify their activities in class. This is not possible unless they are capable of interpreting their test result. A good and appropriate test should provide answers for the following questions. A. Has the instruction been explained? B. Were the materials for instruction at the right level? C. Have all language skills been emphasized equally? D. What points need reviewing? E. Should the same materials be used next year or do they need some modifications?
Mm-hmm.
Furthermore, a careful analysis of the test result will be enable us to improve the evaluation process itself. Such an analysis will provide answers for the following questions. A.
Yes, go on. Were the
Yes.
tests?
Yes. A.
You can
Were the
read.
test instructions clear? B.
Mm-hmm.
Was the allotted time sufficient? C. How
Mm-hmm.
did the students feel when responding to the items? D. Were the
Mm-hmm.
test results a reflection of the students' preference during the course? It is quite
Mm-hmm.
obvious that tests can help.
Obvious.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
obvious that tests can help
Yes.
us improve the quality of instruction in any educational setting. Both the
Mm-hmm.
test givers and the test takers benefit from the test results. No one can ignore the importance of a good test. A good test is not necessarily the one prepared by a professional organization. A test, whether teacher-made or standardized, can serve useful purpose to clarify the issues. A distinction between teacher-made test and standardized test follows.
Very good. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Doctor. Welcome.
So overall, in the paragraph that he just read, it was just trying to say why we should use tests. So, and it also said that good and appropriate tests would provide us with answering some questions that were just mentioned in the text, and they can help us improve the quality of instruction in any educational setting. So, it's actually important to use tests for many different reasons, but some of them were mentioned in this chapter in the book. And then it talks about explaining the difference between teacher-made tests versus standardized tests, which we're going to read right now. Any questions so far? Everything clear? Okay, then let's go on. Who's going to read 1.6? Okay, hold on. We have some people raising their hands. Ms. Adion, please. You go on. Okay. Yes, please, Mr. or Ms. Salam. I'm not sure. I think it's a Ms.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Go on.
Okay.
Hi.
Teachers made tests are functionally used to evaluate the students' process in a school. In any educational setting, students will be exposed to some kinds of teacher-made tests. The evaluate of these test results is recognized by all who are involved in education. Teachers are obliged to provide their students with good instruction through classroom. Achievement is they can measure the functionality of the instruction in terms of their students have been touched Squares and Tideman states that teachers made tests are valuable because they
Here you go. Measure.
okay, measure student process based on the classroom activities. 2. Motivate students. 3. Provide an opportunity for the teachers to students' weakness concerning a given subject matter. And 4. Help the teacher make plans for remedial instruction if needed. In spite of the usefulness of teachers made tests, they have always been faced with the students' complaints. These complaints have origins from the what?
Ambiguity.
Ambiguity of content of the test and sometimes the irrelevance of such tests to instruction material. Students comment such as this was analyzed exercise. I didn't know what the teacher was looking for. I studied the major details of the course but was only examined on unimportant points and
Footnotes.
food are not uncommon. Therefore, any test must be based on a predetermined content to measure the student knowledge at a given point of time. Such a
Very good.
teacher or group of professional test markers. Teacher-made test and standards differ in many respects. In order to um,
Facilitate.
of a standards test, it would be quite responsible to discuss what standards the test they are commercially prepared by skilled test markers and measurement experts. They provide
Thank you.
encouragement.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much,
Thank you.
Doctor.
Stop. Thanks a lot. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna make it a bit smaller so you can see the whole um, table that we have over here. A comparison between standardized and teacher-made achievement tests. Of course, the text is not over yet. You see, it continues over here. But let's have a comparison first, and then we're gonna continue the text. So overall, it was trying to compare the two formats of tests that are common, one of which
So,
is teacher-made. Yes.
so can we take a rest?
Your rest time is at 3:30 in 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay? In
Okay.
20 minutes, we're going to have a rest for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then we're going to come back. Okay?
Okay, miss.
Okay, very good. So yes, as I was saying, this is a comparison between the two most common tests we have, teacher-made tests and standardized tests, which differ in many respects. In many aspects, they actually differ. If you look at the characteristics that we have on the left column, for example, the direction for administration and scoring. Okay, so teacher-made achievement tests are usually written with no uniform directions specified. However, standardized achievement tests are usually written with specific instructions, and they have standardized administration and scoring procedures. So they are in a uniform format, unlike teacher-made tests. If you consider sampling of content, both content and sampling are determined by classroom teacher for the first one, but for the second one, the content is determined by curriculum and subject matter experts. So it involves extensive investigations of existing syllabi, the textbooks and programs. Sampling of content is usually done systematically. If you consider construction of the test, well, for teachers, it may be hurried and haphazard. You know, haphazard, it means without taking much care, like quickly and without too much care. And there are often no test blueprints, item tryouts, item analysis, or revision. So the quality of tests may be quite poor. But for standardized achievement tests, because they use meticulous construction procedures that includes, constructing objectives and test blueprints, and it uses the item tryouts and item analysis and item revisions, it usually has a higher quality. So that's one other difference in construction. About norms, well, only local classroom norms are available, but for standardized tests, in addition to local norms, standardized tests typically make available national school district and school building norms. So regarding their norms, they're also different. They don't just fit the local ones. And regarding the purposes and use, well, it's best suited for measuring particular objectives that are set by teacher and for intra-class comparison. You know, intra-class, it's within class, not between classes, but within one class. And it's best suited for measuring broad curriculum objectives and for interclass, between classes, the other one. Standardized is used for between classes, but teacher-made is used for within classes objectives. So yes, let's continue on next page. All right, who's going to read the next paragraph? Methods of obtaining.
Miss, my friend
Yes, please.
Muntaber, he need to read this, but he feel shy. So I need to
It's
break
fine.
this feeling.
It's fine. Just he can go on.
Go on, Murtada.
We're waiting.
Murtada, do you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, please go on.
انترنت مشكلة انترنت دكتور.
Methods of obtaining samples. The top paragraph. 1.6 top paragraph.
Miss Emmett, he is shy. In fact,
It's fine. It's okay. Ms. Adion, please, you go on.
Methods of obtaining samples of behavior under informed procedures. By informed procedure, it is means that the same fixed set of questions are administered with the same set of discretion, time, time restrictions, and scoring. The procedure scoring is usually based on objective procedure. However, some standardized achievement tests may also include some easy type questions compared to teacher-made tests. Standardized tests usually have a wider range of coverage, that is, they cover more material. They are used to assess their own year's learning or more than on year's learning. On the other hand, teacher-made tests usually cover a single unit of work or that of a term. The following table illustrates some of the major differences
Differences.
between term. The following table some of the major teacher-made tests and standardized tests.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Adion. Very good. Okay, so yes, and we also read the table together. So that was it. But the important part over here is scoring. So be careful about it. It's usually based on an objective procedure in standardized tests, but in teacher-made tests, it's sometimes based on what the teacher thinks of that student. So it's not as fair as standardized tests sometimes. Not always, but sometimes it's not as fair. Okay, thank you.
So,
Let's go for
doctor, you mean
1.7.
teacher and test connected
Come
closely,
again?
or you mean teaching and testing are closely connected?
Yes, they are. They are closely connected. They are. But
Oh,
what I wanted to say in this section was the difference between teacher-made tests and standardized tests. Because teacher-made tests are those that teachers take on a daily basis in a classroom, but standardized are usually offered or forced upon a class through a higher organization. So that's why end of year, for example, school tests are usually standardized ones. There are benefits to having standardized tests, but there are also some weaknesses as well. So each of them have good points and bad. That's it. All right
okay,
then.
clear.
So let's go for no problem. Let's go for 1.7 and see who's gonna read 1.7 for us. Yes, Justin Muhammad Saleh, please go on.
Okay, Dictora. Language teaching and language testing. Teaching and testing are so closely interrelated that it is virtually impossible to work in their field without taking the other into account. Tasting is viewed constructive and practice teaching strategy, giving learners useful opportunity to discussion of language choices. As medicine, 1983, state language testing today reflects current interested in teaching uh, gen- genuine communication, but it also reflects earlier concern for scientifically sound test. In this section, we will briefly discuss some language testing procedures and how they have been influenced by major language teaching method at various time in this century. The sequence of presentation will
Roughly,
yes, correspond
roughly.
roughly
Uh-huh.
correspond to their historical development.
Very good. Thank you. Thanks a
Thank you.
lot. Okay, so yes, in this section, we're going to see the different kinds of tests, which I also provided for you in the PowerPoint. Start with traditional tests, and then we have the multiple choice items, and finally we have the testing communication method. So yes, I'm going to read this quickly for you. Yes, yes.
Uh, what is the relationship between language technicals and testing, teaching and testing?
They can't be separable, actually. It was just
Uh,
read in the paragraph that we just had. They said they're closely interrelated. Okay, that's exactly what it was trying to say. It's impossible to work in one field without taking the other one into account. Okay, so testing is like, yeah, it's like a practical teaching strategy. So that it gives, students some opportunities for discussing language choices. So it's actually really important. Yeah, you can't separate one from the other.
okay,
Okay?
thank you.
No problem. So yes, traditional tests. These tests are closely related to the grammar translation method in language teaching. Of course, you're familiar with GTM, grammar translation. And to be more specific, this relationship was much stronger in the early stages. This stage of language testing could be called the intuitive stage. Many teachers with no training in teaching and testing would strongly emphasize knowing about the language as well as using the language. So it wasn't just using the language that was important. What was more important was knowing about the language and about its structure and the different components that the language had. Consequently, students had to memorize many language rules and lists of words. So the following are some of the item types. Have a look at the question types we have over here. These are examples of traditional tests. So, for example, convert the following statement into past tense, or write the main part of these verbs, or make sentences using each of these words, like intelligent, bashful, diligent. Make a sentence with each of them. Another one, translate the following sentence or passage into, for example, here Farsi. It can be into Arabic. These are kinds of questions that were traditional. These days, these are not the common kinds of questions that are used worldwide. So traditional tests also include a great deal of writing, composition, and reading comprehension. These item types are very similar to what is used in first language testing. Here are some examples. Write a composition of about 150 to 200 words on the importance of education in third world countries. Or another example, a passage for dictation. Okay, someone reads it and people write it. Or a reading comprehension passage. We can construct different types of questions based on the reading passage, asking for definitions, asking for information, or asking for inferences. You know about inferences. It says, for example, what does the word they in paragraph 5 refer to. That's inference. So after this stage of testing, the traditional stage, language testing entered a more scientific stage. We can easily detect the determining impacts of structural linguistics and behavioristic psychology on both language teaching and language testing in this era. The findings of these two disciplines suggested that language mastery could be evaluated scientifically bit by bit. In other words, the behaviorist psychologist would consider language as a set of habits, and at the same time, the structural linguist would start analyzing the components of language, like sounds, morphemes, words, and syntax. As a result, objective tests were devised to measure these different language elements. One other reason for the development of objective tests was the notorious unreliability of subjective tests. So it is true that we all realize the value of composition writing as a language exercise, but many teachers are dissatisfied with this type of subjective assessment. So it should be noted that many of the traditional grammar tests are also objective as far as scoring is concerned. But let's see the test examples we have over here. Complete the following sentences using no more than 5 words. She didn't go to school because, or change the following sentence into a question. She works in a library. Okay, so changing it into a question is also another form of the same traditional types of questions. Example 10, use the correct form of the verb in brackets. So you needed to change the verb go into, for example, went, because it says before you came. So you needed to know about the past structure.
Because
Example
the
11,
test,
yes, come again.
because the tense of the sentences.
Yeah, because it's in the past, exactly. Example 11, check the correct form of the verb. If you need it, he blah blah it to you. Lends it to you, he will lend it to you. To lend has lent, and we know that it's item C. He will lend it because it's a conditional type 1. Then we have example 12, check the correct sentences. He at school studies English, English at school he studies at school English, he studies English at school. And this is about the order of the words, word order in English. So we know that item D is the right one because at school is an adverb and it should come at the end of a sentence, and the sentence should start with a subject. So the subject, SVO, and then adverb. But these examples show two types of objective tests. It's obvious that one type is more objective than the other. The second one is more objective. In example 8, students are faced with an open-ended sentence. The scorer might have some assessment problems. In example 12, students are exposed to 3 incorrect forms. So presenting students with incorrect forms is a controversial issue. It is assumed that frequent exposure to incorrect language forms would result in the fossilization of these forms. Then to what extent can this be justified? You know that some scientists, actually some linguists, believe that if we show too many incorrect formats to students, they would think that those formats are correct. Subconsciously, in their mind, they would think that they're correct. So we should be careful about that. So yes, that was the traditional format. And here we have the multiple choice items. Let me see. Who's going to read this section for us? Multiple choice items. We still have about 4 minutes before the end of the first part of our class. Yes, Mr. Raed, please go on.
Multiple choice items are the most popular types of objective tests. The students are presented with 3, 4, or 5 alternatives or options, a correct response, and distractors. The student is expected to choose the correct alternative from a range of answers provided. The student's task to quite simple and scoring is easy. As well, consider the following example. Example 13. He left home, 10 o'clock, in at by until. This is a typical form of grammar item. it has been suggested that such an item measures only a single or discrete features of a grammar. We observe that multiple choice tests provide the learners with restricted context, usually no wider than the item's context. The testee, mean test taker, is given no more information about the speaker or the situation. And consequently, choosing the appropriate option is difficult. As a matter of fact, many grammatical rules are not observed in formal situations. It has been noticed that we may be able to find possible context for many of the distractors. To sum up, it can be said that constructing good test items with responsible distractors is very difficult. And unfortunately, many of the teacher-made tests are bad ones. A very good piece of advice suggested by Elizabeth Ingram is as follows. The experience test constructors should first prepare open-ended items. These items should be administered to some students of the sort he wishes to test ultimately. The wrong answer provided by the students could be used as responsible distractors later on. It should also be noted that uncommon and implausible distractors are dangerous instruments to be used in language testing. Frequently, many types or multiple choice tests expose students to a lot of unlikely errors, where more language is wrong than is right.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So
Can I go
yes,
on? Yeah.
no, thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Good, doctor.
So what I was trying to say over here for multiple choice items is that yes, they are objective and they do provide the learner with restricted context. They are no wider than the item context. But the thing is that constructing good test items with reasonable distractors is usually difficult. Because many of the items that are provided are wrong. 3 are usually wrong, and one of them is right. So as we said, it can be dangerous. It can cause problems. So a good advice that Elizabeth Ingram provided here was that a good way to prepare, other choices, other items, is to provide open-ended questions for students first, let them complete them, and then use the wrong answers for the 3 other choices that shouldn't be picked. So they can be good items for making multiple choice items. And yes, we're going to read about example 14 and 15 after the break. Let's go for a break right now, and I'll see you guys back here in half an hour. Please don't be
And what
late.
time will come back, miss?
In half an hour. I'll see you in half an
Okay,
hour.
thank you.
We'll
Okay,
start
thank
at
you.
sharp 4. See you guys.
Okay.
Doctor,
Or-
Doctor,
Yes,
when I presentation the next week, you mean section 3 or chapter 3?
I mean chapter 3.
Okay, chapter 3.
Yes.
Yes, okay, Doctor.
Okay. Thank you. All right, guys. So see you. You need the subject. You need the summary of the subject and study from it. I have sent you the file, the PDF file, and there's also the PowerPoint that I had prepared for your first and second chapters, which I'll send for you in the group. Okay? All right, then. See you guys in half an hour. Bye for now.
See you, Doctor.